Hi everybody, my name is Angela Cleary. Hi, I'm Angela Cleary, I'm a life coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. So today I want to talk about anxiety and depression. I suffered from anxiety and depression from a very young age. I can't actually remember exactly when, but when I was around 14 I started to acknowledge this. And I've been kind of researching psychology and my mind ever since then. Now being young, I never put it down to the trauma as a child, and that is the thing. When we're a teenager and we're going through anxiety and depression, it stems from our childhood trauma. And I obviously didn't understand this at the time because I believed that I didn't care that my mother had left. I just got on with it. It was only when I was 30 and I started to spiritually awaken that I realized this. But from the age of 14 onwards, I consciously was aware I was in a bad place, bad headspace, and it wasn't until I was 19 that I actually started to take antidepressants. And I went through a lot of different therapies. I took antidepressants for over 10 years. I went to group therapies, I went to counselling, and none of this really helped me. But at the time as well, I was in a very narcissistic relationship in my 20s. So that didn't help things, and my depression and anxiety actually got severely worse. It was only through a trauma that I experienced when I was 26 that I actually went to therapy and for that specific trauma, and it actually helped me massively, and it helped me to get out of that narcissistic relationship as well. But I believe that anxiety and depression of any mental health issues of any kind as we grow older, it comes from the fact that we're out of alignment with our soul. We're out of alignment with our true purpose. So this is I believe anxiety and depression of any kind is our soul screaming at us that we are not on the right path. Obviously my initial anxiety and depression stemmed from childhood wounds, but through my 20s and through 2 very toxic relationships, I was at my worst. And I needed medication, I needed therapy. But that was because I was in the wrong relationships and my soul was crying to me to stop this, to stop doing what was not right for me. And obviously I didn't understand any of this until I started spiritually awakening in 2018. And I started to discover that I was my inner child, and I started healing, but I started searching my soul. And I haven't needed any medication in the last 5 years or any therapy in the last 5 years because I've gone within. I've looked for the answers within myself, and I've used meditation and self-therapy as ways of healing my mind. But back to the fact that I do believe that any kind of mental health issue is because you're not listening to your soul. You're not listening to your life purpose. We go through life in this bubble of having to do what we're told to do. We go through life doing what society wants us to do. And this isn't what is for our path, because years ago, a lot of, in many practices in India, in Egypt, places like that, they lived from their soul. They did a lot of meditation and a lot of soul work. And the white man actually came in and told these people that they were crazy, and then created organized religion to put fear in people and to control people. So we've been deemed for generations that we're crazy if we look within our souls, if we do meditation, if we do yoga, if we do spiritual work. We've been told we're crazy. If we follow the path of our soul, we've been told we're crazy. So therefore, if you go, as I said, if you're out of alignment with your soul and you go to spiritually awakening is a form of, it wakes you up. And you have good and bad days, you've got highs and lows. And I believe, I'll read you an example of bipolar, because I believe that bipolar was a term used by humans to label people who are spiritually awakening as crazy, because it's also known as manic depression, right? And in bipolar, the lowest of lows, you feel hopeless, you feel out of alignment, you feel you don't even feel like you're right in your own skin. And when you go through spiritual awakening, when you go through dark night of the soul, when you go through that spiritual depression, it is like the lows of bipolar. But here's an example of the high of bipolar. In the manic phase of bipolar disorder, it's common to experience feelings of heightened energy, creativity, and euphoria. You may talk a mile a minute, sleep very little, and be hyperactive. You may also feel like you're all powerful or destined for greatness. Now, going through spiritual awakening, that's exactly what it is. That is a definition of the highs of spiritual awakening. And obviously the lows, the manic depression of spiritual awakening, when you're out of alignment and going through this healing, that's what the lows of bipolar is. So I believe that any kind of mental disorder, any kind of mental dis-ease is because we're out of alignment with our soul. And as I said, humanity has labelled this is crazy. Like I read before as well that shamans believe that people with schizophrenia are actually connected to a higher power and the cosmos, but because they've been told they're crazy and that you can't listen to this voice, they've been deemed as psychotic and they have been given medication to make them worse or make them stupid, or, you know, they've locked people up because of this. And this is, I definitely believe, humanity's way of trying to keep us away from our truth, away from our divine power, because we are all powerful and we have the power within ourselves to heal our bodies and our minds through meditation and through inner healing, through following our soul. And there's another phrase I love, and I'll read it to you now. In many shamanic societies, if you come to a medicine person complaining of being disheartened, dispirited, or depressed, they would ask one of 4 questions. They would say, when did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? And when did you stop finding comfort in the sweet territory of silence? In other words, when did you stop living from your soul? So any kind of disease or depression is because you're not living your true path and you're not living your true purpose. You know, like for me to have been on antidepressants for so many years, to have to go through therapy and everything for so many years and not get to the bottom of my core wounds, it was only when I started spiritually awakening and when I started looking within myself instead of outside of myself that I found that my core wounds stemmed from childhood, but also stemmed from the fact that I wasn't on my true path, that I wasn't following my soul's path. So that's the thing. When we do the job that's out of alignment with our soul, when we're in a relationship that's out of alignment with our soul, when we're on a path that is out of alignment with our soul, we're going to have depression, we're going to have anxiety, we're going to have this fucked up mind. And depression stems from our past. So when we're depressed, we're dwelling on our childhood trauma and our past and all that. But anxiety is about the future, and we sit here anxious about something that hasn't even occurred yet, and we're worried that we're not that's it. We're worried we're not doing the right thing. We're worried about the future. We're worried about what's to come. But we need to be in the moment, and we need to understand we need to heal from our past so that we can be better prepared for the future ahead. And we can prevent this anxiety for the future, and we can stop this depression from the past if we heal our core wounds, if we look within ourselves and heal our core wounds, but also start to look within ourselves to find our true purpose. Because when we're in alignment with our soul, you're not going to be anxious and you're not going to be depressed. Now, as I said, spiritual awakening is up and down. It is like bipolar. It is when you're going through this process, when you're detaching and unlearning this conditioned behavior, you are going to go through many bouts of depression because of the fact your whole reality, your whole life, everything you've ever known is being put into question. Everything we've ever been told we're being shown that it's lies. We've been brainwashed for generations to believe what society tells us. We've been told that having psychic abilities or having a strong intuition, that we're crazy. Following our soul's path, we're crazy. I was even told by somebody who was religious that you can do too much meditation. And then he said, oh, crystals don't work, but they have a placebo effect. Placebo works because of our mind. So obviously crystals do work. So he actually more or less contradicted himself. And, he tried to guide me away from my own path as well. And that's when I was like, whoa, hold on now for a second. No, I know in my heart and soul that I don't need, he believed in organized religion. Organized religion puts fear in the people. it makes you question everything about your whole life, and it makes you feel like you're bad. It makes you feel like you're sinning all the time. And that's not, it puts fear in you. They're telling you to fear God. No. And like, ask God for forgiveness. You don't need to ask God for forgiveness because God never condemned you in the first place. An organized religion makes you believe that you're crazy, that you're wrong, and that you're sinning, and that you're a bad person for wanting or desiring certain things. We need to start looking within for our own truth, for our own spirituality, because at the end of the day, that's where our power lies. Humanity has conditioned us to not use our inner power. We're connected to something so much higher. We have magical powers within us, within our minds and within our bodies. But society has told us that we cannot be spiritual because that is crazy. They want to control us. And so therefore, they don't let us see our true potential. But this is what leads us to anxiety and depression, is because our souls know the truth. Our souls know we're connected to a higher purpose. Our souls know that we're here for a divine mission. And when we start to awaken, this, as I said, detaches us from the lies we've always known for generations. Not just this lifetime, but for generations. And that's when we get disease in our mind, and we get anxious, we get depressed, because we're questioning our whole sanity. We're questioning everything we've ever known or ever been taught. So, we need to start listening to our truth. Don't listen to that anxious, depressed mind, because that is the mind that keeps you stuck. We have to start discovering our true potential, because we are all talented, we are all skilled, and we all have these gifts. We just need to rediscover them. And it is about rediscovering, remembering. We have been all powerful for generations, for lifetimes, but we came to Earth to learn the human experience. And we have come to Earth, and we come here with amnesia. So we forget. And don't get me wrong, as a child, you're still connected to the cosmos, you're still connected to divine, and you're more likely to see spiritual beings, and you're more likely to see angels, and more likely to have psychic abilities. But as you grow up and you say this to your parents, they're going to tell you, don't do that, Jesus, no, that's not right. And you're told to suppress your true abilities. And the same, as we get older, if you say that you're into psychic or tarot or anything like that, people think you're weird or you're a witch. And that's the thing about witches as well. Back in the day, witches were ridiculed, but witches were healers, and they were labelled as being crazy, and then they were burnt at the stake because they were spiritual, because they were connected to the cosmos, because they were connected to their souls. So that's the thing, we have to stop listening to what humanity has brainwashed us into believing. We have to stop listening to those lies, and we have to unlearn this conditioning. We have to reprogram our minds back to the truth. We have to unlearn all this shit. And that's the thing. With meditation, we're afraid of it because we can't calm our mind. Our mind is going like this all the time with anxiety and depression, and we can't calm the mind. So this is where I discovered sleep meditation that you play in your sleep. And I started, because I knew I couldn't sit there and I couldn't relax and I couldn't calm my mind for meditation. I just couldn't do it. So I started to play these sleep meditations throughout my sleep, and they reprogrammed my mind and helped me to heal effortlessly until I had so much healed that I could actually sit and do meditation. And now I love yoga, I love meditation now, I love silence, I love calm. So this is it, don't be afraid of meditation, because meditation is the best medicine that you will ever take. Actual antidepressants and anxiety tablets, they don't work. Well, they don't work. They didn't work for me. And meditation is the thing that worked for me. And this is the thing with sleep meditation. You can start meditation. You can start your healing journey effortlessly if you start sleep meditation. Play it in your sleep, and this will help to heal your unconscious mind and help you to unlearn this brainwashing, and in turn will help you alleviate your depression and your anxiety. And then eventually you can start looking within and doing that inner work to see where this all stems from, your core wounds. So this is it. Like, you need to start living from your soul. You need to start living from your heart and your truth. You have to start understanding that you're depressed and you're anxious because you're not on your right path. You need to start believing in yourself. Know that you're not destined for this 9-to-5 job. You're destined for greatness. You're destined for more. You're destined to be of service to this planet, to humanity. You're here to break generational curses. You're here to break this cycle. And you can't do that if you're continuing down that path of society and you're continuing down that depressive, anxiety, anxious life. You need to start looking within yourself, start trusting in your own mind and your own intuition, and start following what true purpose you are here for. Follow your true mission and stop doubting yourself. And as I said, to heal this anxiety and depression, we need to start following our soul. But if you want to start now, start with meditation. Start with reprogramming your mind through sleep meditation. Start by programming your mind to be more positive. And that's the thing with positivity. I was so pessimistic. I was anxious all the time. I couldn't stop my mind from being negative. And I had to retrain my mind every day consciously. And this is a conscious thing. We have to do this. This is training, retraining yourself to be your true being. So like, for every negative thought you think, replace it with 3 positive thoughts, and do this every time, every day for 30 days. And after that, it will become easier. And that's the thing. You have to act and truly believe as if you deserve it. You need to know that you deserve this. Know that you deserve better and that you're here for a higher purpose. Know that this depression and anxiety is temporary and can be cured if you look within yourself. If you look within yourself for those core wounds, but also if you look within yourself for the truth within your soul. So start that journey today. And it is effortless if you start with sleep meditation. It is hardest. It's so hard to face your demons. It's so hard to do daytime meditation. It is so hard to relax your mind. But the way to start is by getting it done for you. And doing this for you is by listening to sleep meditation, by reprogramming that unconscious mind, by unlearning that trauma, by unlearning those lies. Because we can all be cured from this. And as I said, I was on antidepressants for so long. I was trying therapies and everything. And it's only since I started Spiritual Awakening that I have actually gotten to the bottom of my traumas. I have healed from things that I never thought I could heal from. The trauma I went through when I was 26 is something I thought I could never, ever heal from. And I'm shocked with how I thought maybe one day I might get to 75% healing maximum after that trauma. I'm well over 150% over that trauma. And like, don't get me wrong, if I still think about it, yes, it does still hurt. It's still painful. But it doesn't, I can speak about it now. I can share my story to help others. And for me, I would never have been able to heal from that trauma if it wasn't for meditation, if it wasn't for inner healing, if it wasn't for following my soul. And now I know that a lot of my traumas have happened for me so that I could become the person I am now and to help guide humanity. And that's what I said, as I said, we're here to do. We're here to guide and change humanity. So you need to start asking yourself why you're depressed and anxious. Find those core wounds, but ask yourself, why are you on the right path? Because more than likely you're on the wrong path if you are suffering from depression and anxiety. You need to find your purpose in this life. You need to find why you're here, because you are destined for more. You really are. So please look within yourself. Start those meditations, the sleep meditations. They're effortless. Your mind will heal itself. Our minds have such great power. We can heal our mind, our body, and our souls through this and through our heart and through healing our chakras as well. So, don't think that you don't have to be in this depression and anxiety for the rest of your life. Just start by taking that one step towards reprogramming your mind with sleep meditation. It's that simple. Put that one bit of effort in, and it is effortless. And that will start you on your journey of self-discovery, and that will start you on your path for inner healing. And as I said, it is effortless. So if you need help on your journey, if you need help in understanding your core wounds and understanding your anxiety and depression, give me a call today and hopefully we can work together on finding your true path. So thanks for listening today. If this resonates, please like and share, and please like and share my page. See you again.